Hello and welcome to Oracle Storytelling. I'm Sarah of Sarah Wing Intuitive Arts, and welcome. I am an artist, I'm an intuitive artist, and I also do these Oracle storytelling videos. And today we are checking in from the void, checking in from within. I don't know how deeply, to what degree you're feeling not necessarily grounded, maybe grounded, or maybe it's easier when you attempt to ground to anchor very deeply, or if you're just feeling the depth of your body, the depth of yourself. This is something that I think a lot of us, especially sensitives, are feeling right now. And we're craving a slower time to rest, to rejuvenate, to really slow it down. There's this great bit of advice that I've heard and I've utilized, and I know many of my sensitive, empathic, lovely friends have as well, which is sometimes you need to slow way down to get things done or to speed things up. And I say that for those that are watching this, that are feeling a natural sense of being stuck in the need to do things, either as just a natural part of you that keeps churning away and fighting and biting at you, or if it's conditional sometimes around certain people, and we're in that holiday season, so many different holidays. So if it's around conditional things around certain people or certain celebrations, just putting that out there that if your body, if you're like me or others I know, and your body right now is saying, hey, you really need to take stock of being right now. You need to tune into what that feels like for you, not analyzing what it is necessarily. That's part of the doing and the kind of raising that outside awareness. But if you're resonating with any of this, it's a great time to really be and see what that means for you. Because if that calls to you, your body is probably going to be like one of those big loud clocks that starts, chiming every hour, every half an hour, those dong, dong. I just imagine that the more you just be, that you rest, you're going to hear, more likely feel your body dong, resonating with this rest and chiming at you. And you'll be able to see, oh, no, I still need to be in certain ways. I still need to rest and rejuvenate and recuperate. And maybe it's something just cyclic for you where you tend to sense or flow with the different seasons, and now you're feeling out of flux with the needs of the season. So, we're going into winter right now where I'm at, but this cusp of these changing seasons, do you feel this urge to maybe be more restful and be more, and not be out kind of as this like frantic seed planter trying to get all these things done? So I'm just going to do some cards, and I'm going to do them from this space, from this void space. And I should also mention that part of the void space could be or feel like for you a space where maybe you feel so down, you wonder, am I depressed? And you can kind of point to all these outside things, but just kind of sense in your body. Sense in your body. Is your body asking? Is your body begging? Is your body demanding without getting your permission to rest, to do whatever kind of recalibrating, beautiful, loving work it needs to do on your behalf? And kind of check in about that. Of course, if there's other components like, if there's a chemical imbalance factor that you're aware of, throw that into the mix of self-care. Or if this is a time where maybe your body's intuition is leading you to question, is there a bit of an imbalance? And you've had that thought before, this might be a time to trust your intuition and see somebody and find out. But it could be a sense of a deep need for rest, a need for rest because of the transformation that you're going through at this time. And this kind of presence is so demanding on your energy. When we rest, our organs are doing so much loving work for us and so much recuperation, Think about when we don't sleep much and we wake up and our eyes are it's painful sometimes, because they need that rest and that rejuvenation. And sometimes our entire body, it could feel like we can move with like some grace, some ease during the day, but it almost feels like our body needs that level of peacefulness, if not generally getting more rest when we go through big transformations, feeling extremely present in our bodies if we're sensitive people that maybe have spent a lot of time, until I'd say for me, I think I've spent so much time kind of out energetically in so many ways I wasn't aware of. And I didn't feel the depth of my body being in my physical body until recent years. And I'm feeling another big push on that front right now. So as I say that, and I wonder if my empathic, I have that empathic thing where I can energetically shut down stuff. So I hope I didn't just do that to my phone. I will find out. So from this space of this void, which if you've been through and you resonate with the word like existential ego crisis, it could be like that. It could be a feeling of death without actually dying. We're also, if any of this sounds a little dark, just keep in mind that this is also like the land of magicians. This is where any and everything is possible and created, but it's also under such a cloak, for good reason. Like camouflage, animals camouflage, like out of protection, out of a sense of they will, your new whatever will reveal itself when it's safe to come out, when it's not so tender. Or another way of saying it's not so tender, when your energy suddenly feels like it's lifting, and your doing and being feels a little more normalized to where your routine had, where you normally felt it. Like I said, I'm just feeling a lot of being lately. A lot of low energy is a great way to describe it. So we're just going to draw a few cards to kind of help walk us in this space. And going to do an Oracle of the Shadow and Light card first. So we'll see if it's going to be maybe an uplifting card. And as I say, maybe this will be an uplifting card. I laugh because I figure Oh boy. Okay, so we're talking about this void space. And so part of this could feel like, as I say, like the camouflage, like not until you're ready. Or the existential ego death. It feels like a death, but it's not an actual death. Death and rebirth, this kind of shrouded in mystery rebirth. So we have death in the maiden, invasion, boundaries violated, dominance. Holy crap. Okay, so let's look at this maiden. Okay, and just take notes of little things, what jumps out for you from the card. The number 28 is present, so that could resonate with the date this month. 2 and 8 is 10, and 10 is the number of completion, which is lovely because I feel like when, like me, when you come out of this state of being, just where you feel so shrouded inside your own skin, like so aware of your body in this bizarre way. Like I feel like I'm conscious just all the time. I'm so conscious of the sense of the weight or the sense of the space within me. That makes sense. So here's her void space. So I've definitely had some huge earthquake shattering revelations recently. Maybe you felt them or had some too in the recent months. But I've definitely had some things come up for me that I thought I knew, and I knew them on a whole new depth. They were revealed more and more layers to me and a much broader understanding. So maybe some things are going to be coming up this month if they haven't already. And because you're in this space, this void space, just think of outer space, limitless space. Okay. So here you are, and we're talking about the body. You're just feeling your body awareness in general, being more aware of your body to this very deep degree. And maybe if you're just like, I just physically feel my body more, maybe you're just paying attention to like I said, I can sense like this space in my body, but also like the weight of it. That's wild. But just this great awareness of body, and even just seeing the inside and outside of the body, seeing the bones inside, seeing the skin outside, and then just being just this general awareness. And so this card in particular is, we could just say a boundaries card. So to me, this is where have people in your past, especially if this is like digging up old bones. Okay, so this is memories. This could be childhood memories that are now reclarifying for you, getting a whole new light and understanding and depth. Maybe old characters in your life. How, is there something that's kind of swimming in this void, in this limitless space, that suddenly the space doesn't feel so limited when this comes to mind? And it's something a little uncomfortable coming up for you, something that's making you feel a bit unsure. Now, if you look at the power dynamic here, this is a skeleton. This, I'm going to say, is a living creature here. So the power really at this point, so if this is something from the past, the power at this point, you have the power. So you have the power to integrate, you have the power to look at something, you have the power to cultivate a deeper understanding, to cultivate maybe an awareness. So that's what comes up for this. That happy card. Here, look. Got this lovely crystal I didn't show yet, but lovely serpentine stone. Beautiful. A little beigey, so I thought it would match that, match my outfit, but also great for communication. All right, and now I'm going to do a Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. Both of these are Lucy. Wow, now if that one was fun, I can only imagine if we get 2 skeletons. All right, what else is going to help us navigate through this void space? Where sometimes, like I said, it's like this huge, huge void space until something suddenly bumps up against us when we thought, oh, there's nothing over there. You know that feeling. Suddenly, you're not so alone. All right. So, maybe something about lightness. Lightness. To help be gentle, help be some navigation, lightness, a way to be gentle with ourselves as we're possibly looking at some darker things. Okay, that doesn't want to be the next card, and that's fine. All right, so I'm going to do some making magic symbols by Priestess Moon. So what's going to help us navigate? All right, so the first symbol I got here is dragonfly, and says you bring light to the world. So if you're watching this, you're probably a sensitive person who has heard the term anchoring light. Also, you know that old phrase like walk into the light when they're talking about people crossing over. Perhaps the dragonfly for you represents a loved one that has crossed over. I know I have someone in my life that is represented by the dragonfly. And so if this comes up, this could be a reminder that you do have assistance, or if, you know, from, say, somebody who's crossed over, you know, if something has come up, and especially if it's like childhood memories, this might be a good person to talk to. Again, talk to them in different ways, just vocally, drawing cards, automatic writing. But it's also just letting you know that you bring light to the world. So as a bearer of light, even though it may feel like heavy or you're a little bit or a lot in the dark about something, that kind of fog will lift, and any kind of darkness will integrate because you are bringing the light. All right, now let's see if the Hidden Worlds want to give us a card. Maybe it just wants me to oracle the book because the cards are not speaking right now. Okay. Just some wisdom. Some wisdom to know as we are kind of sailing away from the shore of what we've known or the way that our body feels. Okay. All right, so I was feeling my throat with this one, so this might be something that you need to speak, okay? So we got number 11, Skyfire, messages, channels, information. With this card comes a new guide. So we just had the dragonfly. Just put my dragonfly. So this could be speaking about this loved one or a person that's represented by the dragonfly, or it could be a new guide coming in. Or if you haven't worked with that person before, that could be the new guide. This could perhaps be a literal spiritual guide who will arise like a dragonfly out of the ancient ones and come to speak and share every day of the sacred things, of the small, sweet, and serious moments within our lives, to offer you signs in the language of spirit, symbols. Again, this is a deck of symbols. Perfect. So pay attention. If you're guided, if you don't have somebody that resonates with dragonfly, pay attention. You'll start seeing dragonflies or dragonflies on people, and just kind of notice as you notice people with dragonfly totems, tattoos. To offer you signs and language of spirit, the symbols which you will grow in time to understand, okay, and develop and interpret so that you no longer feel alone, but know that you have the ancient ones walking with you too. Okay. So I think that's just doubling the confirmation on the dragonfly card there. And that's beautiful. So again, this might be a time where you're feeling so internal and so turned in that it really isn't about speaking as much as you might or usually would to another person in physical presence. This might be so internal that you get a bit more solitary, even in terms of communication, and you communicate very selectively. In general, because this is like you have to really reserve your energy. So many of us right now, be very selective who you even speak to and how much time you give to conversations. Anyone who's an energy drain, really do your best there. And I know different holidays are coming up, but if you're lying on the floor passed out because you tried to keep up this holiday, it won't matter. It won't matter. You won't be part of the holiday as much as maybe you wanted to. So really, really, really listen to your body and heed its call for rest. Okay, my little charm medicine bag here. I'll just, again, I don't have any really dark ones in here, so it should be pretty uplifting. So from this void space, what are some things that we can pull in to nurture us during this time? I like that. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So we have a penguin. And I'm going to leave this open to your interpretation because penguins represent so many things to different people. So I'm really going to just go wild. Run wild with this. Or sit, maybe, you know, or if you don't really have a connection, sit with this little penguin, this image of the penguin, and just go, where is this in my body? And then ask yourself, why are you here? You know, maybe if you have a new guide that's coming to you, like one of these ancient ones, maybe the way to start communication is through something lighter, less serious. Place going, where do I feel this penguin? Like imagining I'm holding this penguin. Where is it in my body? Maybe it'll sit on your shoulder. And you go, okay, now I know there's a guide to my right. And maybe that's how you start a conversation of, who is this? What is your name? And just listening, or for a voice or an image to drop in, or do automatic writing, or maybe go, where are you in my body? And you feel it in your solar plexus. And you could go, oh, well, if you're my guide, or if you're my higher self, even, you take guide off the table, just go, if you're my higher self, I'm asking, why is this little totem being placed on my solar plexus? What do I need to know? And just feel, and then ask again and feel, and ask again and feel, and see if there's anything in your body that just wants to inform you, maybe in a language only your body can give. And then, wow, I mean, I don't remember putting this in the bag. So, cherry red button. And I'm going to leave this up to you too. And I think there's so many different ways we could look at the color, or phrases around, or stories around buttons. Going nuclear. That's I feel the opposite of going nuclear, pressing the red button. So that's not the meaning for me with this. But I'm just holding this beautiful smoky quartz with a beautiful little rainbow inside, and wishing you the best for the rest of 2023, hoping that you listen to your body, and if it feels tired, honor that, and don't just look at it like another thing to feed an energy drink, because something is shifting and big change is coming, and your body if it feels like mine, if there's a big calling inside, you know, it needs to rest day and night in different ways. It needs to be nurtured and felt. So when we kind of wake from this energetic cleansing, probably hugely transformational slumber, and we peek our head outside of this cave, we can welcome the day. We can welcome what we've now stepped into in our transformed self, that we have beautifully shown love and attention to, in terms of just listening to when it feels like it demands softness, care, more self-care than maybe you've given yourself in years. So I'm going to leave it with that and say you are very loved, you are love, and until next time.